Hello, welcome everyone. Thanks for the applause. So I hope you've had a wonderful day and your minds are blown already. So now we all get to come here and listen. Before I introduce our next speakers, I just wanted to mention, if you are one of our lightning round speakers today, could you please head over here to this area? And Lena, if you could raise your hand. Please see Lena, and she's going to kind of line you up in the right order for the lightning round talks. So with that, I have the honor of introducing our keynote speakers tonight. We first met our speakers at the Indigenous Mapping Moana or workshop in Aotearoa, New Zealand a couple of years ago. And it's been a wonderful partnership. They are Indigenous technologists with a diverse number of expertise in carving and design, virtual and augmented reality, and digital storytelling. And they're passionate about showcasing the beauty and charisma of Pacific languages, cultures, landscapes, and oceans. So I'd like you all to please welcome Wakuki Kingi and Tanya Wolfgram to the stage from Grid Pacific. Thank you.
Haere mai ra, ngā reo ngā mana ngā hauewha, haere mai, ngā iwi take o te ao, haere mai rau rangatira mā rau, mātanga hangarau, haere mai, ki te kaupapa nei, haere mai. Haere atu rā ngā wairua haere atu rā, haere atu rā.
Ka hiwara i tēnei tuku kia hiwara i tērā tupu. Kei whakapurua koe ki te toto, whakapurua tonu. A whakapurua tonu e ka tau, a tihe mauri ora, a tihe mauri mate, a tihe tohi ora. Te mea tuatahi me wahi kia tātua, te kaihanga, te timatanga whita me te whakamutanga o ngā mea katoa. Ahuri no ki ngā ahi kā o te whenua nei, ngā tangata whenua, ngā oloni, tēnā koutou mihi atu ki a koutou. Uti rā te hunga ora e noho mai nā i rungi tō tātou nei whare. Nau mai hara mai te kaupapa te rā tēnā tātou katoa. Kia ora tātou, my name is Wakuki. It's a name of a black dolphin that guided our ancestral tainui canoe from Tahiti to New Zealand. So I always tell everyone, I'm fast in the water. I'm a 26th generation carver, technologist. We were tattooists back in the day. I carved totem poles, longhouses, canoes, and try and transfer all of that physical manifestation into the digital world, and using our technologies and Street View, sharing that with Indigenous communities everywhere. Kia ora.
Kia ora. Hoase tuusi, tapu mo hao tu I langi, sacred be gods in the sky. Tapu mo hao I mamani, sacred be kings on earth. Tapu mo whanua mo hono kakai, sacred be this land and people. Tapu mo kau taki whakalangilangi, sacred be all the esteemed leaders. Tulo, kai whai ha whakahohaasi. Excuse me, but please let us speak. We honour the Oloni people of this land, the territory of Great Turtle Island. We recognise their role as traditional caretakers of land, seeds, knowledge and language. My name is Tanya Haere Tapuweluwelu Wolfgram, descended from Chief Rangiharepo Whakatohea and Te Aupori Ngaitai tribes of Aotearoa, New Zealand, and Ulu Kalala of Vava'o, the Kingdom of Tonga. So today we're going to give you a little bit of a treat and also a lesson. And so at the end of this you will know 10 Pacific greetings. And so we'll start first of all with a little bit of a geographic less than in the Pacific Ocean. We are Moana, we are people of the Pacific Ocean. 60 million square miles, 40 million people, oceanic peoples, 25,000 islands, and our language is about 9,000 years old, the Austronesian language group. And there's 40 Polynesian languages, that's a subgroup, and we span all the way from Taiwan in the west to Aotearoa, New Zealand in the south, to Rapa Nui in the east, and Hawaii in the north.
O kia ora tātou, that's kai vai eaters of the water. It's a metaphor, refers to the canoe and the water that goes through it as it's travelling. So we're a voyaging nation. At that moment there, we've got our 7 double-hull canoes at Bora, about to make the jump, the sail up to Hawaii. We were once great ocean navigators, astronomers, and we had a real handle on our language and all the native science that sits behind that. We've lost a lot of that. We're trying to regain it. So we're in revival mode. And of course, GIS tools, Google Earth, everything is helping us to do that. Mm. There we are, all the crews at Tapu Tapu Atea, kind of the clock face of Polynesia. It's where we believe we came from. We left there 4,000 years ago. We've come back. We're doing a circle prayer before we break out to our sails away. It's Fiji, Aotearoa, Samoa, Tahiti, all of the crews are there.
Mm. So something that's really interesting is that although we travelled for millions of miles, our language still has the same language base. So the people of Hawaii, Aotearoa, thousands of miles away, Rapa Nui, and right over to Wallace and Futuna, we can understand each other, even though the language is not exactly the same. And that's really testimony to our ancestors and the way that they travelled. So this is a story also of a colonising agenda. And in that colonising agenda, we had about 18th century or so onwards, New Zealand, our country, was colonised by the British. And then many of the other nations of Polynesia were colonised by the French and also the Spanish. And Chile as well. And so in the 1900s, our own language was forbidden in schools, and children, including my mother when she grew up in the 30s and 40s, were punished and beaten. And again, it's the same story for our relatives in Tahiti and in Rapa Nui and Easter Island. So there was a huge decline, and by only about 30, 40 years ago, we almost lost our language. And there are so many that is now severely and critically endangered. But now we're sort of in this space where we want to celebrate our languages. They're languages of love, of laughter, of food. They're about respect. They are based within our values of ofa, tauhiwa, mo'uilelei. They're really awesome languages.
But languages keep our cultures alive. It is a human right to speak your own language. It's an indigenous right. We believe that God gave us this language, and it's incumbent upon us to look after it. What did we do in our time to ensure that gift, that we were worthy to pass it on to the next generation?
And even though there are thousands of Indigenous languages, we were really happy to work with Rayleigh and her team from Google Earth Outreach when they said we're looking at doing an Indigenous language layer in Google Earth, which would allow for audio and visual and video, and so it's pretty awesome.
And of course, the United Nations said that this year is the year of the Indigenous languages, but also endangered languages. It's the same thing. One language dies per day.
And so we were able to put 10 Pacific languages in, Pacific Indigenous languages, including Te Reo Māori, the Tongan language, Whakatonga, Whaegi Rotuma. Rotuma is a little island near Fiji. Tuvalu, Tokelau, which is the smallest country on the planet. Vatican tries to say it's them, but Vatican's not a real country.
Easter Island.
Rarotonga, Tahiti, Mangareva, Rapa Nui, and Hawaii. So let's start with Māori.
Okay, so we're going to do Te Reo first, Te Rangatira, that's my language, the Braves over there. So it's kia ora, so everybody say kia ora, kia ora. Kia ora. Well done.
So what's kia ora?
Kia ora means to give life and means well-being to each other. That's an 80-foot totem pole that you see there that we carved in 2000. That was about saving the languages of the Pacific.
Pokapua. And now we go to Tonga, Maloelelei. Okay, so Maloelelei is thank you for being good, but it's the typical greeting. So let's go. Maloelelei. That's great. And so that there, the picture is of Captain Aonofo Havea, and she is the first female captain of our traditional ocean-going canoes, and also a whale watch captain. So we just recently came back from Tonga, and we invite you all to come to Vava'o in Ewa, where you can actually swim with these beautiful humpbacks. So she says, koe whānau anga ai tō fuaa, I he tau kotoa pē, he oku mā whana pēa whaka-ofa whoki. So whales give birth in Tonga. They're Tongan whales, Cookie.
The New Zealand whales, actually.
Because it's warm and beautiful.
That's John from Rotuma. It's Noia e Mauri. So it's that Noia e Mauri. So you can all speak Polynesian, right?
That's all about well-being. Mauri is our ancient word for well-being. And this is Reverend Suomalie. His name means the sweet one, the sweet fruit. And this is the word for Tuvalu. And this beautiful photo here is of the young mangroves. So all of these nations have suffered from ocean warming. And the greeting in Tuvalu is Talofa ono mai. Talofa ono mai. That's their greeting, and ono mai is welcome. And this little country of Tokelau is the smallest country in the world, very, very tiny. I think there's about 1,200 people living there. And that's Devita Foai. And the greeting in Tokelau is Talohani. Talohani. Okay, so now you know how to greet people when you go to Tokelau. Rarotonga, that photo here, Cookie, you want to say what this is?
Oh, this is, we're doing street viewing in Rarotonga. We'll go back and do Aitutaki Mauke Atu later.
And that's 1 Foot Island. And you actually get your passport stamped when you go to 1 Foot Island. That's how tiny it is. So Rarotonga greeting is Kia Orana. Kia Orana. Yeah, Orana is about health again. To you, good health and well-being. So you might have remembered that Māori was Kia Ora, and this is Kia Orana. So you start to see the relationship.
This is Papamawe up at Tahiti, in the middle of Tahiti. It's Kupe's navigation school in the middle of Tahiti Nui. He says, I orana, haere mai rā I Tahiti. I orana. I orana.
Yeah, ia orana, yeah. And so what's really special about Wharehape in the middle of the beautiful valley of Papenoo is that it's a place that he taught passionately about a centre for the revitalisation of Te Reo Tahiti, because that was a language that has almost died because of French. So every Tahitian person speaks French, but only a few of them speak Tahitian. And this is an interesting one as well. This is Mangareva. Has anybody heard of Mangareva? No one's heard of Mangareva. Has anybody heard of Moruroa? Okay, so Mangareva is very close to Moruroa. So what was significant about Moruroa was that the French tested almost 200 nuclear bombs there. And our friend Ena from Mangareva, actually his parents had to take him from the island because the waters were so polluted, irradiated, and the fish were poisoned. So he had to shift to Tahiti. And so his first language was Tahitian, not his own language of Mangareva. And he was very upset because he couldn't, when his father passed away, he couldn't speak his language. And now he's revitalising it. So that is Ena Koto Kokoi Noti. So can we say?
Ena Koto Kokoi Noti.
So kokoi is the word for you. So it's like I see you in Mangareva.
These are our artist friends from Easter Island, Rapa Nui, Thomas and Luis. I o rāna kurua, ka oho mai ki Rapa Nui, I te henua o te moai. So welcome everyone to the land of Rapa Nui, where the stone statues, the moai, stand.
And it was really exciting to go back and to actually see Thomas and Louise and Rapa Nui, because they came to New Zealand and they carved 2 beautiful moai for our huge totem.
It's Tonga Ariki.
Yeah. And there are many stories about the moai that are written by people that are not from Rapa Nui, so they're not local, and they're not necessarily true too. So it's part of this whole work with Google Earth and the Google storytelling will allow the people of the land to tell their own story. Did you say Iorana?
Iorana.
Iorana kōrua.
Korua.
Iorana kōrua. That's greetings, everybody.
And of course, from our cousins in Hawaii, that's kaimana. It's aloha mai kākou. So everybody says aloha mai kākou. And it's greetings and health to everyone.
Yeah. And he wanted his little geotag to be on the water, not on the land, because the water is more important to them as people of the water. So that was just a little taste, and now you know how to say 10 Pacific greetings. And really, our languages are severely or critically endangered. But we need to have the diversity of language, because if we don't have social and linguistic and environmental diversity, we could die, and we need it for survival. They're amazing. Every little sound of our language evokes the creation story, the creative spirit. They've traveled thousands of miles. And they've lived for four or so thousand years. So we want to share a few words with you, and then all of us, including you, are going to sing these words. So te aroha, you recall te aroha. Te aroha is a Māori and Polynesian Hawaii word for love and compassion.
And te whakapono.
Whakapono. Whakapono is about goodness, truth, justice.
Te rangi Mārie. Te rangi Mārie.
Rangi Mārie.
It's about peace.
And harmony.
Harmony. And also tātou e. Tātou e. Okay, so we should actually all stand for this song. Can we all stand up and have a bit of a stretch?
Can some of our Māori friends, including Sarah,
stretch your
come
vocal
up?
cords.
Where's Sarah? Sarah?
So it's in the chord of G.
Come on, Sarah. What are Māori friends?
So we'll just practice it quickly once.
We'll do one and then we'll all sing it. Because we think this is also a good analogy, some good words for Geo for good, because we hear about love and justice and peace, right?
Very much.
And harmony. Okay, cool.
Okay, here we go.
Te aroha, te whakapono, me rangi Mārie, tātou e. Now everybody. Te aroha, te whakapono, te rangi Mārie, tātou e.
Well done. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. That was beautiful. If you have any questions for Tanya or Cookie, they're going to be at the Earth Wall and the demo pod and the session right after this. So next up, we have lightning rounds, which are one of our favorite sessions of the summit, which basically 2 minutes, 2 or 3 slides. Some people have put in a bunch of animations, so it doesn't count. And